to the debut episode of Brown Guy Does Life. My name is Paul Thomas, the Brown Guy. I am a grad student at Purdue University, working on a PhD. So I'm not a doctor, but I hope to be a doctor, but not that kind of doctor. Now what you're going to see on this channel is a whole range of content. I'm not trying to do anything exclusively, so you'll see fitness. I hate push-ups. I don't know if I'm doing these right. I hate them. Video games. That was Come on! Cooking. Cooking is really simple. I don't think you really need to measure things out and be holy shit! And honestly, anything else I think would be fun. So, if any of this interests you, hit the subscribe button down below and tag along for this journey. So for this first episode, we're going to be tackling some fitness, specifically me running a half marathon. For those of you not in the know, a half marathon is 13.1 miles or 21 kilometers. 13.1 miles of pure torture for someone who is not a runner or an athlete by any stretch, aka me. This episode is going to cover my training journey to go from running at most a 5K distance to running a half marathon. And I hope you enjoy this, because I did not. So I use a Fitbit Aria 2 Smart Scale to weigh myself. It works fairly reliably, and I appreciate that it helps me keep track of my different weight trends over the days, weeks, and months. However, I'm going to pause here just to emphasize something. 164.5 pounds or 74.6 kilograms, that is what I weighed on that specific day at that specific time. My weight fluctuates. It can go from 164 to 167 down to 162, all in the span of a week, and it depends on a lot of things. Some factors include the food I've been eating, the amount of fluids I've been drinking, the amount of sleep I've been getting, the kind of exercise I've been doing, and many others. So do not put too much stock into one isolated reading. What I recommend you do is weigh yourself at the same time, keep as many things constant as possible, and then take the median weight across the week and use that to establish in what direction your weight's going when you do this over a couple of weeks. Moving on from this, we have body fat percentage, which is something this Fitbit scale reports. And as much as I wish that this number was true, it is not. I am not sub 15% body fat. How do I know this? Well, if I were sub 15% body fat, I would not look like this. Plain and simply, if I were sub 15%, I would have abs showing, there'd be some muscle definition in my abdominals. There's a lot of love in my abdominals right now. And I'll just emphasize the fact again, I am not an athlete, very much an average physique. If I were supposed to describe myself, I would describe myself as skinny or skinny fat. My body fat percentage is probably somewhere between 20 and 22%. Definitely well away from 15%. So just something to keep in mind. Any instrument you use to measure anything, there is some amount of error associated with it. In this case, the error is somewhere around 7 to 8%, which is quite substantial, but the readings are consistent in that it's consistently off. So just something to keep in mind. And also, this is my body, and I just got to get it to the best shape it can be, and I don't need to compare myself with anyone else. It's August 16th. It's about 8:30 a.m. and I'm at this place in West Lafayette called Celery Bog, and I'm gonna run some trails. Because it doesn't matter how many times you hit the gym, if you're training for a half marathon, you need to be out running. So here I go. Absolutely beat after just running a little over a mile, and not a particularly intense pace either. This means I really need to run more and more frequently. So that's what I need to do. But positive side, first mile-long run in many months, and I made it. Now just need to run about 12 more miles of those. 11:46 a.m. we have finally made it to Celery Bog, bikes in hand, and we are gonna go for probably 5 miles or so, whatever in a circular path gets us back here, and we'll see how we do in terms of calories burned and all that good stuff. 5.86 miles in about 33 minutes with an average pace of 10.5 miles per hour, which isn't bad since the first time either of us are doing it in a while. And we burned a total of, or at least I burned a total of 244 calories. Future Paul here. Have to chime in with a pause to correct something I just said. Just because your Fitbit, your Apple Watch, or whatever fitness tracker you use says you burned a certain number of calories, that does not make it the case. That does not make it true. The numbers these devices report, those are estimates, and sometimes they can be off considerably. Do not take these readings as the gospel truth. Do not plan your diet and exercise routines based on these numbers. There is often a good amount of trial and error to figure out how many calories you are actually burning in a day. So I said something stupid before, and now I know better. So here, gotta make that right. So it's pretty good. By the end of it, my quads were ready to give up and go on strike, but we made it. Biking is underrated cardio. Do more of it. August 27th, 4:52 p.m. I'm back at Celery Bog, just getting ready to run some trails again. Also wearing my Red Cross shirt, represent. So it's gonna be my first real run following that blood donation. Gonna see if I can pace myself and go a little longer today, and we'll see how that goes. Also, totally not sponsored, but I am wearing these Prio, not sure how that's pronounced, shoes. Big allure here is that they don't have any excessive padding, so it's supposed to give your feet a more natural feeling. Let's see how these work out, and again, totally not sponsored. Just got back from first round. Ran a mile, or 1.15 miles in 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Per mile pace is a little slow. It's like 13 minutes a mile. But in all honesty, it felt a lot better than last time. Like last time I was just completely beat. This time I was also focusing on my breathing. So I've been reading up and looking up stuff on that, and just think about 4 in, 4 out, 2 in, 2 out. Tried 4 in, 4 out. Didn't work too well for me. I did not feel comfortable doing that. 2 in, 2 out was way more sustainable. Just like for every step, well, 2 breaths, or every 2 steps, 2 breaths in, and the next 2 steps, 2 breaths out. Worked out pretty well. So doing a little breather between sets. Gonna go work some core and then do another mile. 20 crunches and like 10 oblique sit-ups. Feeling remarkably less confident about this upcoming mile. But let's see what we can do. Good news is, finished the mile in 14 minutes. Bad news is, I'm completely spent. Well, this core routine's really take it out of you. But, so adding the 2 runs, that's like 2.37 miles. And not a terrific pace. That's okay. Only person having competition is with me. And to do better than I did last time. Oh, almost forgot the Zero shoes. Yeah, they work pretty well. It's definitely a different feel because you don't have all that cushioning you're used to in normal running shoes. So, full disclosure, I am flat-footed as heck. The arches of my feet are flatter than the cornfields of Indiana. So, running does make my feet hurt. But it was surprisingly okay with these. So I don't know if it's actually strengthening my arch or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna plan on switching these in and out between regular running shoes and these Zero, Prio, whatever they're called, and see how they work out. We're back at, you guessed it, Celery Bog, and Carrie is here with me as well, and my friend Karina. Karina, say hi. We just finished running a mile 15 in about 14 minutes and 55 seconds. That's a pace of, let's see. Yeah, just under 13 minutes a mile. It's a big improvement from last time we were here with Carrie. And I'm planning to run 1 or 2 more today, but we're also going to get some other exercises in. So I don't think they're too happy about that, but it's okay. Completed 1.47 miles. Kind of hoping to do it a little faster than I did. My pace was about 13 minutes and 10 seconds a mile. Not bad. It's a little slower than that mile I ran on like flat surface, which is to be expected. Inclines do take it out of you. But again, it's progress. Just gotta keep chipping away at it. Incremental improvement. Oh, September 7th, 4:49 p.m. It's a cold, damp, rainy day in West Lafayette. And after a few days of recovering from various niggles, we're back and we're gonna do some more running. We're both back from our respective workouts. Carrie she ran a mile with me, and then she took a little break, and then walked another mile. I went for 3.1 miles, or a little over 3.1 straight. Not an impressive time. It was 39 minutes and 28 seconds. But considering my original plan was just to go for 2 miles, that's pretty good. Still need to work on pace a bit, but progress is being made. And yeah, that's it for today. Also, the humidity was horrible following the rain, so that didn't help. But good training day. So to switch up the routine a bit, we did some band exercises to start with, focused on triceps and chest. Did some push-ups, did some squats, some core routines, and then we ran for a mile. And we did that in 13 minutes, so it's pretty good. So you can see my workout buddies are taking a little breather, a well-earned one. And yeah, we're gonna do round 2 of those and then go for another mile. If you can't tell by my facial expressions and general desperation for air, just finished the mile following the second round of push and core routines. And positive news, I finished the mile in 11 minutes and 44 seconds, which, you know, in the recent past, that's probably my best time. And it's even more positive considering it's my second mile of the day and I did it following 2 whole routines, or better way to put it, like 9 exercises times 2. The girls haven't got back from their run walk mile yet, so I'm gonna chill for a bit, hydrate. But yeah, if you asked me if I could run another quarter of a mile, if you offered me $1 million, you can keep the money, not today. But that's gotta change. Gotta keep the running habit going, keep getting my mile time lower and the distance longer. September 10th, 6:17 p.m. We have a new workout partner today. His name's Ben.
Hey, hi Ben.
Ben. Anyway, Ben joined us for our runs today, and this guy can motor. He just did like 2.5 miles in 10 minutes, and he didn't care. The rest of us though did some band routines, mostly focusing on biceps and back, and then ran a mile. Now we're just waiting to get Ben some water and we'll go again. So you can see Ben is illustrating the importance of hydration. That's Kenny, Ben's owner. Okay, Ben maybe scarfed it down a little too fast. So drink your water slowly. So the second mile didn't quite work out. My ankle gave way a little, and Ben was really tired too. But Carrie was a trooper. She made Ben run the entire whole mile. The rest of us just walked it, which is some activities better than not, but it's important to take care of your body as it gives you the warning signs. So right now we're heading to Walmart, gonna get a bag of ice and put this ankle under it. September 13th, about 11:20 a.m. We're gonna go on another bike ride. This time we're gonna shoot for closer to 10 miles on like a round trip. And both of us have had our bikes vandalized recently. No such instance anymore since we're storing them inside. But yeah, let's see how we do on this. So we're back. 7.46 miles in 39 minutes. Not quite the 10-mile mark we were hoping for, but it's an improvement on the last time we went biking together, and that's it. Work harder, train harder than last time. It's September 15th, about 4:52 p.m. and we're driving out to Celery Bog because we don't go anywhere else. Terry, Karina, and Ben are in the car. Ben's gonna be a more frequent feature of our workouts now. He wants to get in shape too. And let's see how this goes. Did a mile in 10:26. This is my fastest time thus far. However, I also feel quite knackered or winded, so it's not sustainable at this current point. Wanted to keep going, but I decided to take a breather. The girls and Ben catch up, and then keep going after a little break. But I suppose it's progress. It doesn't feel like it. We're heading back after our workout, and Ben had a pretty good run too. See, he's a little tired over there. Did another 1.17 miles at a pace of 12:42, so the pace definitely dropped from the first mile. Today was not a fun training day, but that's okay. Just gotta keep at it. Whew, I'm tired. September 16th, 6:38 p.m. Yesterday was not a great training day. Today was just not a great day in general. Grad student life was not particularly helpful in that regard. Kinda had a train wreck of a presentation, which was rather disappointing. But one thing I've learned over the years is it's okay to be disappointed as long as you don't wallow in it. So I'm back out a little later than the usual training times, and gonna get some runs in and see how we do it. And also got a flu shot done. My arm's kind of sore, so it's just gonna be running today. A mile for like 11:30. Not the best time. Not a great start to the training day. I think my shoes have something to do with it. I'm wearing those Zero Prios. They're completely flat with minimal cushioning. It's supposed to work your feet into shape, but it's not doing too well today for my ankle nor my arches. So probably something to keep in mind. And but yeah, gotta keep at it. I did not take a water break. Saw some of my friends here. They're off on a run with Ben. I'm gonna try and catch up with them. In hindsight, skipping that water break is probably not the smartest idea. I could not even finish a mile. 0.68 miles at a rather lackluster pace. Took me 8 minutes to finish that. Yes, it does not feel good. I'm not very optimistic of achieving that goal. But, I mean, off days are a thing. It happens. It does not feel good when they do happen. But the question's the same. You know, the words of Greg Doucette. If you had $1 million, can you do more? No, I can't. I'm quite literally in stitches down the side. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. So I'm back home, feeling a little better. I've caught my breath. This is me speaking 100% in hindsight, and that I did shift up my routine today quite significantly, even though I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I didn't have my usual pre-workout shake, and had honestly did not drink nearly enough water all day. So in general, I think I need to improve my nutrition a little more, make it a little more conducive to running, so I have those stores of energy to expend as required. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go down this now, and then in an hour or two, get some food in the system. September 17th, forgot my phone armband, so you get the shaky footage of me actually running. Completed 1 mile, going for the next. I'm done with mile 2, going on for mile 3. Let's do this. We just finished mile 3, officially passed the 5K distance, paid no attention to time. I'm gonna keep going till can't go no more. Let's see what happens. So this ran 4.09 miles with an average pace of 12 minutes and 41 seconds a mile, which isn't great, but is this the furthest I've ever run? Last time I ran more than 3 miles was for a 5K. It was supposed to be 3.1 miles, but the organizers made us run 3.6 miles. Yeah, just a big to-do. Carrie ran 2 miles today and did 2 routines of core in between. But yeah, the last 2 days were pretty bad training days, but I realized that your body needs some fuel to run, and you need to treat it right. Today I drank plenty of water before heading out on this, and it really helped. Also got my protein shake in before coming here, which also helped again. So That's something I might have to increase more of if I want to keep this distance going. Now we're both going to stretch and call it on that. So, September 19th, around 10:50 a.m. It's a little chilly today, between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit if you're American, and 12 to 15 degrees Celsius if you're anyone else. So we're gonna try and do closer to 9 miles today on our bikes. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so we're back. We did 8.75 miles in like, what did I say, 48 minutes? So the pace was a little slower than last time.
Distance was better.
Distance was better. Also, riding in the cold was not fun.
In the big. Sorry, we'll bleep that out.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out. Alright, so yeah, time to stretch and get some food in the system. September 21st, 5:55 p.m. The girls, Carrie and Karina, they're out on a walk. They're trying to hit 10,000 steps. We did a couple of triceps and biceps curls, tricep extensions. Then some push-ups, a couple of abs routines, and then I took off for my mile. And good news, I did the mile in 10 minutes and 3 seconds, which is the fastest I've done a mile in this specific, or rather since this training started. However, quickly come to realize that at my current level of fitness, I can't sustain that pace for much more than a single mile. In fact, I'm completely gassed as I get to the mile mark. But it's good to know that I could shave away at my times and keep improving slowly but surely. So I think it'll be good practice to mix up the long runs on some days with shorter runs on others, and working on some general conditioning. But yeah, I don't know if I've got another run in the tank. I'm gonna take stock of it as soon as I catch my breath. Oh boy. So update, I think I'm done for the day. You could not pay me enough to run again. Don't feel too good in general. I think what I did wrong today was overhydrate in too short of a span of time before actually running. I really need to make it a habit to hydrate more regularly throughout the day, so trying to cram it in. And also running for speed today, coupled with that, was not the wisest outcome or wisest plan of action, but well, you live and you learn, and it's still some progress. 22nd of September, 5:55. Me and my friend Tim Rolling. He goes by Trolling on most social media handles. Not planned to meet him here, but happy coincidence, divine intervention, call what you want. I ran into him while setting out on my run, and this guy can probably run 5Ks at a 25-minute pace in his sleep. But he ran with me today, and as a result, walked the 5K with an average pace of 10:48 a mile. It was a good time, and training with others makes things a lot more enjoyable, a lot less miserable. If I were going at it myself, I'd be slacking off when it gets hard. I'll be like, hey, I can back off, keep going. But Tim was in front, just getting ahead, giving me a little bit of motivation. Anyway, I'm done. He might go running more, but yeah, I'm done.
No, I'm done today. Nope.
All right. September 24th, 6:06 p.m. I ran into Tim Rolling again at Celery Bog. It's quite funny. Did not plan it once more, but worked out really well. we ran another 5K. He was on his second 5K of the night. He's a monster. Good news is I ran a little more than that distance, 3.18 miles. Pretty similar average pace, 10:47 a mile. Quite pleased with that, especially after a rest day. But I am absolutely spent. So, I'm gonna call it on this one and get back to it tomorrow. September 28th, around 12:51 p.m. I just went into the recreation center here to do something called an in-body assessment. Basically, it's a test which gives me some detailed information about my body composition. It's not necessarily the most accurate. Even DEXA scans have accuracy issues, but information is good. So far, I've been working with estimates a lot. I know what my weight is rather reliably. However, in terms of body fat percentage, I've been using calipers and, taking the median and average of that, right? So I'd estimated that my body fat percentage was somewhere between 21 and 23%. This test just told me that it's 22.3, again, accounting for errors in measurement. It's a little over where it ideally should be for a person of my height. Weight-wise, I'm fine. I'm at 166 pounds at the time of measurement. I routinely weigh somewhere between 164 and 169 pounds. So the recommendations it gave me was lose 13.4 pounds of body fat and gain 4.6 pounds of muscle. I think one of those things are easier to achieve when training for a half marathon, and that's the losing body fat part. So need to keep myself in a calorie deficit, keep running, keep getting those distances up, because that's still my goal in the short term, and we'll see how that goes. September 28, about 3:46 p.m. It's sunny, but it's not warm. It's like 65 degrees or so.
Windy.
And windy. So it's not going to be a fun bike ride, but that's what we're going to do, because we're gluttons for punishment. And we're going to shoot for upwards of 9 miles today. Alright, let's see how that goes. We did... How much we did?
12.6.
Yeah, about 12 and a half plus miles in an hour and 12 minutes, average pace of 10.6 miles an hour. A little down from last time, but we had a couple of inclines to negotiate.
About 3 more miles.
And this guy here was a trooper, a slightly misguided trooper. All he's had is some toast and granola. So we're gonna get him some nutrition. I'm gonna head out for my second session. It's gonna be fun. I'm back at the apartment. Session 2 consisted of running a 5K, so that's another 3.1 miles. Ran the first mile with Carrie and Karina, so the pace was a little slower, just to make sure, they finished that mile. The second 2 miles following that, those were rather consistent, a lot slower than the 5K I ran recently, but it was like around the 12:50 mark. I am absolutely spent. 12.7 miles on a bike and then another 3 miles of running. I guess would do that to an ordinary person. But this is good. Got a lot of distance in and I gotta get used to this idea. I'm just sipping on a protein shake to recover. October 3rd, 4:47 p.m. It's a cool 60 degrees outside. Kind of feel like I'm punishing myself by running out here, but gotta get the miles in. So let's see how much I can do today. Cold's not gonna help. Slight update. We're a little bit into the run. Running in the cold sucks. Need to wear gloves. But apart from that, we keep going. So you can see, sweatshirt's off. Ran 3.33 miles Average mile time of 11:06. So it's a little less than my most recent 5K times. Not the one after I rode my bike for 12 miles, but the others, which was at about 10:46, 10:50 thereabouts. So not terribly off. Those were also run under much better conditions. It was not nearly as cold. The sun was out, and not nearly as windy either. So I'd say this is good, especially considering coming off a couple of days of not really training, right? So honestly, radio's on. Honestly, I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes, see how I feel, and then decide if to continue on another run. Feeling a little dizzy. Can feel my hamstring, especially on my right leg, seizing up. Might just be prudent to call it today and then, head home, get some nourishment in, stretch. I really need to watch my hydration and nutrition prior to these longer runs. They're incredibly important. I'm getting my carbs in. Probably just need more. Also, on a more personal note, a lot of running is mental. Mind over matter, that kind of thing. So, especially like if I'm setting a distance, it's the last mile, the last half mile is so difficult because every part of my body is just like, nah, you gotta stop. And it takes me back to, I don't even have conscious recollections of this, but when I was a kid, I was incredibly asthmatic. And so the feeling is not very different. It's like you're trying to breathe, but you just don't seem to be getting enough air. So that's a mental block that I need to consciously overcome, and I've gotten better at that. Recently I saw this video of a Marine running 2 miles in like 11 minutes, and I'm like, bro, I can barely run 1 mile in 11 minutes. But that's okay. I'm not that level of physical conditioning. Probably never will be. That's fine. All I can do is try to be better than I was before. I think I'm making good progress in that. Sunday, October 4th, 4:08 p.m. It's actually a really nice day out now. Sun's kind of shining. It's actually supposed to be cooler than it was yesterday, but it does not feel that way. Good day out to be running, so just gonna get running and see how far I can go. So it took me 46 minutes and 19 seconds to run 4.21 miles. It's an average pace of 10:59 a mile, which is consistent with what I've been running my recent 5Ks at. Honestly, feel like I could have gone for more. I was definitely feeling my ankle and my left ankle and right hamstring, but that notwithstanding, I feel like could have gone more. But due to time constraints today and other commitments, I'm gonna call it there. Leave some in the tank to run tomorrow, but definitely this is the most I've ever run continuously. So I'm quite pleased with that, and just gotta keep this going. Whew. Other thing, I will never enjoy running. I don't get this whole runner's high thing at all. October 5th, 4:55 p.m. I'm out here with one, can I get the frame, Tim? Yeah. I'll just walk ahead. One Tim rolling. We are going to attempt to run a 10K today. Alright, we'll see how that goes. A couple of things happened. As you can see, I'm walking, not running. Tim is nowhere to be seen. So, told Tim to go ahead, finish his 10K run, because as soon as I started running, I could feel many things just feeling off with my body. It's definitely not a good training day. Ankles flaring up, right hamstring just hurts, and more concerningly, it's also my back that was starting to hurt. And it's important to know what's that good kind of pain you get when you're training and you're working those muscles, you're pushing past limits. And then there's the bad kind of pain where you're actually just hurting yourself, and that's no good to anyone. So, but on a more positive note, even on a bad training day, I managed to finish the 5K distance. Wasn't at a great pace by any means. It was like a 12-minute, 20-second pace thereabouts. But it's a lot better than previous training days where I would be out of gas at a mile. So the other thing is, when you're not in the best of athletic conditioning, you need to do every little thing you can to help yourself. I did not do that today. I didn't get the last dose of carbs in before heading out because the meeting was running late. Got here late. Tim was already here, so I didn't do proper warm-ups, which again isn't helping my case. So what I'm gonna do now is walk back to the car, do some rotations, some stretches, see if I can get this out, drink some water, and then try to complete the next 3 miles. We'll see how that goes, if I get that far. Tried doing some dynamic rotations and stretching, try to get the soreness out, but drank some water, tried running again, quarter mile in. Yeah, my legs were not having it. Right leg completely seized up, calf to hamstring. Taking the walk of shame back to the car. So, lesson learned, listen to your body, don't overtrain, allow for recovery time. And it's a little concerning, of course. We're about 2 weeks out from when I'm planning to actually try and run the whole distance. So I'll probably be crawling across that finish line, if at all I make it that far, but hey, gotta try. Thursday, October 8th, 6:19 p.m. Probably should have done a clip before I went out on a run. You know, this Monday I had this goal of running a 10K with Tim. That didn't quite happen. My body essentially was like, nope. So, spent the past 2 days resting, taking care of my ankle, and today I ran for an hour and 19 minutes, and it's torture. But, ran for an hour and 19 minutes and covered 6.64 miles at an average pace of 11:57 a mile. So, good news. I've covered the 10K distance. In fact, now I'm a little over halfway to the half marathon distance. So that's progress, and it's just a sign of, take care of your body. Give it the nutrition it needs, give it the rest it needs. Bad news, I probably should have stopped running today after about 5 miles. But I was incredibly stubborn and kept going, and the ankle that was giving me trouble, I wrapped it up in compression bandage and everything, and that helped a lot. But yeah, that's in a lot of pain right now, and I can see some visible swelling through the sock. So I think I'll have to take another few days off. But the good news is that, from a tiredness perspective, it feels okay. Obviously, I will need hydration and nutrition of some form while running longer distances, which I didn't have today. So we're making progress. We're getting there. What seemed insurmountable before is, we're halfway there. A.m. and we have a whole crew here, and this is totally the first time I'm taking this shot too. I have the best friends in the world who will brave 40-degree weather just to come here and cheer me on. And so Tim is going to be running with me. Tom's going to be on a bike and he's gonna be taking some footage and carrying our hydration and nutrition.
I'm a Sherpa.
He is a Sherpa in West Lafayette.
Yep. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this goes.
You got it! Go Paul!
Pace. We're past the 3.5 mile mark. Woo!
We got this, let's go! Do it!
Feel like a freaking fighter jet coming in for refueling.
Oh, would you look at that? We have some support. I'm spoiled. That was just the midway pick-me-up we needed. It's not even midway, like a third of the way. But we're gonna keep going. Yep. We're past the halfway point. Got some Bon Jovi playing. Hydrated. Gonna take some of this running gel. We gotta keep going. And we're living on a prayer. This way.
He's just.
We're 9 miles in. All the doubts are creeping in, but we're gonna keep going. Officially the most I've ever run. Every part of my body is telling me to quit, stop, end the pain. We gotta keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. A full half marathon. Everybody's still living and breathing.
Barely.
We're living and we're breathing, Paul. This is a major success for Paul Thomas, who has now run his first, there you go, half marathon. And here comes the crowd cheering. And they're so excited, they're ecstatic.
We did, just for good measure, we did 13.6 miles in 2 hours, 52 minutes.
13.6 miles, y'all hear that?
And average pace of 12:38 a mile.
Pretty good pace, man.
I regret everything. The runner's high is a myth.
We're gonna censor that part.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Signing off for a little bit.
Signing off for a little bit. We'll do a debrief after.
Sounds good.
Sunday, October 18th, 1 p.m. Figured now would be a good time to do a debrief the day after running the thing. And I have to tell you, I am in physical agony. I am aching in places I didn't know I could ache in. The runner's high is a myth. I've not experienced it once in any of these endeavors. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm proud I managed to finish the distance, but it's not something I'll be doing again voluntarily. So it's good to know that I pushed past and essentially shattered what I thought were my previous limits and got across to the finish line, but Not something I'm looking forward to doing again. And I think it's a good testament to what working out and exercise should be. It should be things you enjoy doing. There's this quote, I either heard it or read it somewhere, but essentially it was, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I could not have done this without my friends who've been training with me, who are there on race day, who've been supporting me from afar, who've been motivating me, encouraging me. They were invaluable. Without them, this doesn't happen. So perhaps something for you to consider too on your individual fitness journeys. Maybe you should think about working out with a friend, or even if you're doing different things and have different fitness goals. But yeah, I think going forward, not gonna be doing long distance running. I think a 5K is a good distance for me, given my limitations. Maybe I'll try to make my 5K time faster. But, well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope it was useful in some way. And we'll see what I come up with for the next project.
Shit. Harder than I thought. Yeah, I'll go for the bloopers.
They're undersized and mid. Don't believe it.
We'll bleep that part out.